We're going to kick things off in the kitchen. Andy has already asked for the recipe for this one, for the paper recipe, so she will go home with it. But just in case you want it, we'll have it on Sonoran Living. But we wanted to show you how to cook in one of these things. It's a Dutch oven. I have one. I don't know how to use it very well. Perhaps you have one at home, or maybe you've seen them on several occasions and you just didn't really know what to do with it. So Frank from Sur La Table has the perfect recipe to show us. I'm so glad you're here because I do, in fact, have one of those. Definitely. Not as pretty as that one, but
yeah. Well, you're gonna have to come by the store and check us out then.
Absolutely. You did that purposely so it would match your coat.
So
I know.
matches the coat, yeah. Totally.
Let's talk Dutch Oven 101. What are you doing here and why are we doing it?
So let's talk about the Dutch oven. Dutch oven is basically your enamel baked cast iron pot. The two that we feature at the store are going to be from Stove, which is what I'm using today, and Le Creuset. Both of them made in France. Both of them really high quality equipment, and it's definitely fun and easy to use.
Now, I think what I've heard about the appeal of Dutch oven is basically it's like a one-pot wonder. And you can kind of put it in there and just let it do its thing. Just
let it go. I mean, cooking on your stovetop and going from your stovetop to your oven and vice versa, you could totally do anything. It's really versatile. And there's not really a lot of things that you can mess it up with, you know?
Oh, good. Then it is perfect for Andy, in fact. So let's talk about the recipe that we're making today.
So we're doing lemon-scented chicken, and we are celebrating the region of Provence. And it's basically one of the many places that's featured in France that celebrates fine food, and not only that, but they really are known for their rustic style cuisine. Okay. So it's very basic. So all I'm doing right now is searing some chicken, and you can see that after you sear it, and when I remove it, you have all those little bits and pieces from the chicken, and that's referred to as fond. And think of fond like little particles of flavor.
Okay.
So as long as that's not burnt,
it's the goodness at the bottom.
Goodness that's going to fortify our sauce. So we're going to go in with our sauce, and we're going to start off with a little bit of garlic.
Okay. Freshly minced.
Freshly minced. And one of the things that I use for my garlic is this little silicone garlic peel, and it's pretty easy. You just kind of go over it like that. You can see that it removes the garlic pretty easily. That's some of the things that we play with, you know, in our kitchen.
I was thinking it must be really nice to be an executive chef for Sur La Table because you have at your fingertips, quite literally, every cool little gadget out there, so you can figure out what is best to use.
So we're going to go in with our fennel. Give it a quick saute. And
now, fennel is a root?
Fennel is a root vegetable, but instead of having a high amount of starch, it's going to have a little bit of acidity to it, and the flavor profile is going to be kind of like black licorice.
Right.
So it's totally edible by itself, but then you definitely want to either shave it if you're going to eat it raw, or you need to cook it out.
Okay.
And that's it.
Now you're just... How do you shave it?
With a mandolin. Either that, or if you're really good with a knife, take one of our knife skills classes. You can learn how to do it then, too. So, give it a quick saute. Now, this is the base for our sauce. So we're going to go in with a little bit of white wine. You can use any white wine. About 3/4 of a cup. You can hear that deglaze. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to scrape up all of that fond right on the bottom.
Okay.
And again, that's just going to fortify our sauce. After that, go in with our tomatoes. You can use canned or fresh. And now what we're going to do is bring this up to a boil. And notice that what I'm doing with my spatula is I'm just going ahead and breaking up our tomatoes.
Okay. Kind of speeding the process, but they'll break down a little bit further, won't they, the hotter it gets?
Definitely.
Now, if you were in studio, what you would smell is you'd smell the aroma of that white wine for sure. So that is going to kind of subside a bit, is it not?
Yeah, definitely.
Because it definitely feels like it smells like a pot of white wine. But that's really going to be the base for the flavor, or is it going to be the fond at the bottom?
Well, it's going to be both. I mean, every single component that we're adding to it is just going to add, and we're just basically layering flavors. Right. So we're going to cook this off for about 40 minutes. We're going to let it reduce. I'm going to re-add my chicken that I cooked, and the chicken is going to finish cooking in the sauce.
It kind of has the properties of a uber chunky stew because you've got the big drumsticks in there.
Well, it is. It's essentially a stew, and this is one of the reasons why everybody likes using a Dutch oven, is because it's so easy to use.
Right.
And the only thing I'm going to finish it off with is some green and black olives.
Add a little salt to it, huh?
A little bit of salt, yeah, definitely.
All right. Well, I'm going to check back in with you for the rest of this, but for now, we're going to let this come up, did you say, to a simmer?
To a simmer.
Okay.
Right.
Very good. Not covering it.
Well, we're going to cover it.
We are going to cover it. Okay.
And like I said, you can go ahead and finish this off in the oven, 425 degrees for about 40 minutes, or we could finish it here, which is what we're going to do today.
Okay, so we'll start it here.